Hello and welcome to another episode of the Authentic Leader Q&A with your host, Amber Ludwig, online business development expert. You can find me at amberludwig.com. And today's question comes from Diane.
Hi Amber, I'm wondering how to create and build my opt-in box on my website. And just how do I use it once it's built? I mean, how often I should send out emails to the list. Thank you.
Great. I love this question, Diane, and I can absolutely help. So you asked three different questions. The first one was, how do I create the opt-in box? Now, you can go to your email management system, whether it's MailChimp, Aweber, iContact, and you can create a web form inside of those websites. When you're done creating the form, they give you a piece of HTML code, and you would just copy and paste that into your website, and bam, now the form is displayed. You can put that in your sidebar, inside of your actual page, if you're doing a teleseminar sign up or a webinar sign up or some sort of special offer, you can put that form anywhere on your website. However, what I have found is a lot of these forms that are built inside of these email management systems, they're kind of ugly. I mean, they're very simple, they're not appealing, they're not attractive. So what I would encourage you to do, if you really want to get results with that opt-in box, I would have somebody design and custom program in your opt-in boxes. Now, I have multiple different opt-in boxes on my website. I've got one in my header, I have one in my footer, and I have one at the end of each of my blog posts. I don't want to miss any opportunity for somebody to join my email list. That way I can continue the conversation with them, build rapport, showcase more of my expertise, and so on and so forth, trying to get more customers or just build a loyal following and impact people. So placement is going to be important there, but also within that, you want your opt-in box to look really good. You can hire a graphic designer or a programmer for pretty inexpensively to do this task for you, and it's well worth the investment. Now, Diane is actually a client of ours, so she has this actually covered because of the done-for-you services that we do for her, but I am speaking to everybody else that's listening and getting value from this answer. That's how you create the opt-in box. But another thing that I want to add is that you should have a sort of a structure set up so that once people opt into your email list, they should get a rockin' email from you automatically right after signing up. This can either be called a welcome email or an autoresponder, depending on which system that you're using. But regardless, that email should be great. It should thank them for signing up and putting faith in you. They're signing up for a reason, right? Try to think of why would they be signing up. It's not just because of your free offer if you're offering an ebook or a free chapter or an audio or a video. That's not just the reason they're opting in. They're really opting in because they see that you have potential value and they want to vibe you out and see if you're going to really deliver. This is the first impression. This is the first chance you get to over-deliver. What I would encourage you to do is thank them for putting their trust in you, give them their free gift if they sign up for an ebook or whatever. Then what if you were to give them a bonus gift of whatever it is that they weren't even expecting? Just because you want to go above and beyond, you want to add more value, you want to give their day a little boost or make them happier or whatever it is, depending on what your industry is and how you speak to them. Then, now you've thanked them, you've gotten into their hearts, you've given them some value, but now you have to tell them what to do next. How can they maximize their experience with you? And you can even say, here's how you can maximize your experience with me if you want to, but let it be very clear in that moment. This is your chance to be very clear about who you are, what you do, who you do it for, and how you get results. That's what this email is for, is to open up a little bit more, get people to see your value, and then tell them what to do next. Invite them to subscribe to your YouTube channel. For example, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you should subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notifications when I have new training videos. Your audience should do the same. Invite them to like your Facebook page, but don't just tell them to like your Facebook page. That's not enough. Why should they like your Facebook page? You want to make sure to always think about it from that angle. When you're asking people to take action, why should they do it? And explain that as concisely, as you can. Pack it with punch and whatever else it is that you want them to do. Then I would conclude by telling them how often they're going to hear from you and what they should expect. Because the last thing I want is to opt into somebody's email address or email list. I have no clue how often they're going to email me or what they're going to email me. And then all of a sudden I'm getting emails every other day, and then I just unsubscribe because that's not what I wanted and I didn't know what I was signing up for. So I always like to be very clear. I let people know, hey, you're going to get a weekly or bi-weekly email from me on this day. Get them conditioned, get them into routine. This is what it's going to include, and you can unsubscribe anytime, though I hope you don't, because you're going to miss out on this value. But I'm here for you to answer any questions that you have. Make it a great day and sign your name. And you could even add a PS line below your signature as well if you wanted to. But the point is that welcome email should be packed with content and value and leading people into doing what's next, because again, that's their first impression. So that's the opt-in box and kind of structure that I would have for that welcome email. Your next question was, how do I use this opt-in box? Well, yes, it is just going to be featured on your website, but what you want to do is always give people a call to action and direct them toward opting in. For example, on one of my websites, insightfuldevelopment.com, my opt-in offer is I'm giving away a free ebook called The 7 Deadliest Mistakes You're Making on Social Media. It's a 33-page ebook, again found at insightfuldevelopment.com. But what I was doing is in all of my blog posts, anytime I was writing about social media, I would refer to that ebook that I had written. And I would drop in little seeds, such as, in my book, in my ebook, The 7 Deadliest Mistakes You're Making on Social Media, I talked about how often you should be posting to social media and when it's too much and when it's not enough, and what days you should be what days you should be spending on social media. That gets them excited. It whets their appetite, and then they're going to be more likely to want to opt in for that free report. At the end of my blog post, or possibly in the middle, I would encourage people to opt in on the sidebar on the right to download this free report instantly. So by giving people that call to action, that's going to be really important to getting them to actually take action, because otherwise they're not going to do anything. On my amberludwig.com website, I encourage people to opt in for a free video training that they're going to be getting on a regular basis to help them grow their business and monetize their message and grow their tribe. And that is highly desirable to my audience. I let them know exactly what they're going to get, how often they're going to get it, and why they should sign up for it. So that's kind of how you can use it, is you just want to direct people over there and constantly talk about why they should be doing it. And every time that you're talking about why they should be doing it, why they should be opting in, try to see if you can tweak your language or come up with a new reason why. Don't just say the same thing over and over and over again, because when people find patterns in what you're doing, they get bored. And then that's when they unsubscribe or they don't take action. They don't think that you're creative or innovative, and they're just not going to take action. They get bored. So come up with different ways to get them excited to opt into your email list. Your last question was, how often should I be sending these emails? Frankly, it's completely up to you, Diane. The key is to be consistent. Completely depends on your schedule. A lot of times when entrepreneurs are brand spanking new in business, I encourage them to send one email out to their email list every month. Why? Because they're already completely overwhelmed and burdened down with tasks. You've got to be blogging, you're learning webinars, you're doing this, you're trying to create your product, you're updating content, you're on social media. You're stretched so thin, it's ridiculous. That's why, I would say, don't put too much pressure on yourself in the beginning. People are fine as long as they know what to expect from you. If it's going to be once a month, I would pick a single day that they can expect that every single month, no matter what. Like the second Tuesday of every month, no matter what, they get that email from you. Then you're conditioning your audience, you're conditioning yourself, and they're going to get that great value once a month. As soon as you're at the place in your business where things are kind of humming along, you're used to blogging, you're used to social media, things are happening, you're used to your schedule, then I would encourage you to bump it up to bi-weekly. Maybe every other week you're sending out an email to your email list. As you continue to grow your business, you're going to create so much content. You're going to be involved in so many different promotions that what you're going to want to do is possibly start doing a weekly email. So far, every single week this year, I've done a weekly email every single Thursday, and yet I always have so much content I'm packing into that email. I always have a sort of, personalized message from me that's either inspiration based or has some sort of training. Then I go into a free content that I'm giving my email list, whether it's my latest video from YouTube or it's my latest blog post or whatever it is. If I've created a free product, boom, here's the free product because you're already subscribed and I want to say thank you. So something for free. Then I go right into something promotional that's usually paid, whether I'm promoting a product or a service. I'm inviting people to a webinar where I'm going to upsell them into something else. So I usually, or a part of a summit, I usually have some sort of promotional area. And then I always conclude each email with my bio, just so that people can have my website links, they can get reminded of my expertise, and especially if people have opted into my email list before they even read my about page, I want to make sure that they know what my experience is, how long I've been doing this, the results that I've gotten, etc. That's usually the format of my email. It can vary for you depending on your industry and what kind of content that you're producing. But again, the key is consistency. And I'm not even saying you have to post the exact same kind of content every single time. I still do try to switch it up. For example, in that free section, once I'll do a video, then I'll do a blog post, then I'll do a podcast, or then I'll do something else. I try to mix up the content but keep the structure the same. And then they can always rely on that email from me every single time without fail. You can pre-schedule these emails in advance. That way, if you get sick one week or you're on vacation, that momentum doesn't stop and you don't start to lose the interest of your audience, right? So far we covered how to create an opt-in box, how to use it, and how often you should be sending out your emails and what should be included in that. Hopefully that answered your question. I invite you to ask any other questions that you have, Diane. I love what you're doing at the imagineproject.com. I really appreciate your loyalty and support in our community for authentic leaders, and we'll catch you on the next one.